Yo, what's up, guys? How's it going today? It's now January the 20th. It's Sunday. I decided to take the weekend off, but there's going to be no weekend off because it's time to trade, guys, all right? So today is a day with heavy volatility from last night, right, guys? And my alarm woke me up because we're moving. I always set my alarm. I'll show you guys sometime on Twitter. I use an app called Bitcoin Checker, and it's only for Android. And lately, what I've been doing is I've been setting it so that it notifies me and the alarm keeps going off whenever there's more than a 3% move. So every time it moves more than 3%, I think it's a 3% move within like 5 minutes or something like that, or within 10 minutes, that's when my alarm goes off. So it can go up or down. And because my alarm's been going off for the past like few hours, for about 4 hours, I finally decided to get up and start trading. So what I'm going to be interested in doing is obviously going long, right? Since we've dropped down a very significant amount already, and this, in my opinion, is playing out exactly as planned. And I've just been waiting for this move, right? So guys, let's start talking about what is going on. But before we do that, let's take a look at Bitcoin longs versus Bitcoin shorts right now, okay? What we're seeing right now for the Bitcoin long table, okay, actually, first of all, let's go to CoinMarketCap and let's take a look at this right here. On CoinMarketCap, we're seeing the market still at about $120 billion, but that's not what's on my mind right now. Always go to CoinMarketCap, click here on the historical data, and then go to 24-hour or historical data and check out the 24-hour volume, okay? So as you guys noticed, we found support here before around the 4.7, $4.6 billion range on January the 13th, right? And as you guys can see, what happened around January the 13th range on Bitcoin right here is that we ended up getting a nice little spike, right? Right around here, okay? Right around this range, right? See right here, January 13, we spike up from 3550 ranges all the way to 3800 ranges. That's why the volume ended up picking up all the way to 5.6 billion between these days here, right? And then we trending very low, right? 5.5, 5.4, 5.4, 5.0. We found some steady support, right? Or sorry, steady resistance. And then today we end up adding $1 billion, which is about 20% more volume to the 24-hour volume. And then we simply just see it drop right here, right? And that's what happens last night. Usually when you're going down and the volume is slowly dropping, right? And you're trading on the lower range, and an increase in volume obviously implies a spike upwards. Whereas if you're on the higher trading range and the volume slowly drops down, it means that we don't have enough volume to push it through further, and there's more likely a decline. That's what's going to happen. So it's always a good idea to gauge the market and see how this 24-hour volume is trending, right? Now let's take a look at Ethereum and see if we can deduce anything from it as well, okay? Ethereum is the one that I'll actually be interested in longing, not Bitcoin, but of course we're always going to gauge what Bitcoin does because it will dictate what's going to happen to a lot of altcoins, right? So you take a look at Ethereum, same thing, right? 2.2 billion, 2.3 billion about, and then all of a sudden, bam, we're adding like about 25% more volume, which is significant, right? Whereas if you look from January 18 to January 19 here, we're adding about 40% more volume, which is huge, right? So if Bitcoin moves down, for example, let's just say 10% or something. No, we'll say like 8%, right? Actually, let's be more specific here. How much did it move down in the past day? It moved down 6%, okay? So if Bitcoin moves 6%, it's really rare for a coin to also move just 6%, or it's even more rare for it to move lower than 6%. It will usually move 6% multiplied by a factor. So it could be a factor of like 1.3, it could be a factor of like 2.0 or something like that, right? So as we see Bitcoin move down 6% here, let's see what Ethereum actually ended up doing. Ethereum ended up moving 15%. So it's actually moving at a factor of almost 2.5%, which means that there's much more volatility on Ethereum, which is giving me the signal to be logging that instead, right? Not only that, the volume is trending fairly decently. So let's take a look right here at Bitcoin and let's talk about what has been going on in the market. So a lot of people I've been wondering if this is an A, B, and a C going up even higher, right? I don't believe that it is, obviously, because we can clearly see already that this has failed on some sort of some level already, right? And yeah, we have no choice but to assume that this was some sort of ABC going upwards like that, right? So now I'm going to take a look at this from the perspective of Elliott wave. What we see is 5 clean waves going to the upside, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Very clean waves. What I believe this is going to be is simply if this was an impulse wave going upwards, okay? A lot of people are thinking that this right here is an ABC right here, right? An ABC where it's going to touch down there. What I more so believe is that this right here, after breaking it down, was the ABC in here already, right? And then here we get a failed attempt going to the upside, which means that this is the W, that's the X, and right here is a Y, right around the 34.67 range. Now, what I think is going to happen, to be quite honest, is this over here, okay? Like, we're talking about a longer period of time. We're going to get an X or W there, we're going to get an X there, we're going to get a Y right around here. Probably going to get another X, and we're probably going to get another huge Y to the downside to probably 3K ranges, maybe even lower, could be even extended. Who knows how it's going to go, right? We're just going to have to give it a little bit of time and see how the market reacts to that. And the reason why I initially call this my W, and that's my X, excuse me, I haven't had a lot of sleep. Whenever I don't get a lot of sleep, like I only slept about 4 hours last night, I always feel like I'm under the weather. And yeah, I apologize for that. So anyways, this here is making an attempt to make an impulse wave going to the upside. Think of X as a failure, as in it's wrong, right? It didn't really make the impulse wave that we wanted. And because it didn't make the impulse wave that we wanted, we simply see this as an extended wave, right? 1, 2, actually that's not the right one. This right here would be something like 1. Yeah, I'd probably say something. I don't want to break it down too detailed. Whoops, that's not ABC. It would be something like this, okay? 1, somewhere 2's up there, 3 somewhere up there, 4, this is making a 5th wave down over here, right? And this one here is making a simple ABC correction to the upside, in my opinion, or attempting to, right? Like that. And the reason why I think that that's accurate is because we take this entire fib structure as well, and what we see is an absolute dead cat bounce, right? Take a look right here, guys. Dead cat bounce right at the 382 level, right? So let's take a look at the USD long versus shorts as well right now. So I forgot to even go over that, my apologies, okay? So we take a look at the Bitcoin long, let's say on the 12-hour chart, right? On a 12-hour chart right now, whenever we get to these kind of ranges, right? Actually, let's go to a 4-hour chart. These are kind of liquidation ranges in general. Every time we get up to like 3.4 to even, or sorry, 35,000 to 40,000 ranges, the bulls end up getting liquidated pretty hard. So now we're at a more so neutral level, right? And we look at the shorts right now. Let's see if they're racking up. Let's look at a very low time frame, right? Shorts are attempting to be racked up, but I think that the shorts are going to get liquidated no matter what, and the bulls will simply rally. Yeah, for Ethereum right now, we're seeing the shorts get higher. I do think that they're going to get liquidated, and I'll explain to you guys why, okay? So check this out right here, right? The bulls attempted to make a pass, or sorry, a defense here, right around this range. It slips through the golden pocket at 0.65. But because it slipped through there, right, the bulls came to the defense, pushed it back up right there. Decent attempt, in my opinion, okay? Pretty decent attempt. But of course, we get rejected here at the 382 level, which completes the, to me, right? So if you guys look right here, doesn't this just simply make sense? 1, 2, 1, 2, perhaps a 3, 4, and a 5 down over here, a very slight one like that. And then we make the A, B, and the C going upwards, which is really sloppy in general, but I'm looking on a higher time frame right now. So that means that we're searching still now for the Y. Okay, so let's say we took the entire Fibonacci retracement range. Like, this is how I plan to play it. Could be entirely wrong, but keep in mind, without risk, there's simply no possibility of reward, right? Now we're slipping through. Again, as you guys have noticed, we're defending right here. Okay, check that out. We're defending right here in this range because I think it's going to break, obviously, and this will be the target right around here. These specific ranges around 3.45K, 3,450 to 3,500 ranges, which is a very strong excuse me, psychological support. And we're also finding it at the 786 Fibonacci level, right? That was the flavor of the year. And there's a very good chance that we're going to hit that number, right? And let's just say, generally speaking, okay? Let's just say, you know, even if we go like a 1-to-1 WXY, right? Like if that's even a thing, we take a 1-to-1 to the WXY, or even if it was just ABC coming to the downside, hey, we're finding some very confluent reasons to be entering a long position over here, right? Now we do an RSI analysis. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart, okay? 30-minute chart looks like, you know, it reached some pretty low RSI. We're talking about 7 RSI, extremely low, right? I think this is going to make one more pass to the upside and then probably one more down. Okay, let me explain to you guys what I mean. Up like that, and then, you know, something like that. And this is maybe going to curve upwards a little, come back down, and then go upwards like that on the histogram. Because the histogram is not really going that symmetrically upwards right now, in my opinion. So I think, yeah, we're going to end up hitting 3450 to 3500 ranges where a lot of bulls are going to enter the market. Because it just makes sense to me that we're going to defend that range first. And we take a look at Ethereum, guys. I'm going to keep this very short and very sweet for you guys, okay? Take a look at Ethereum's wick. That's pretty nice wick. We're talking a 10% rejection. Now, I hope you guys are not playing your entire account size, okay? If you guys have played your entire account size, guaranteed some of you guys got liquidated. That would be silly, in my opinion. Always remember to never ever play your entire account size, especially if you're margining. If you margin and you leverage, and you were in a long position and you played 100% of your account size, bam, you would have lost 1/3 of it in this simple day because either stop loss wasn't hit or, you know, you got margin called or something like that, and there's just not enough equity that's going to be retained. And if you don't have enough equity in your margin balance, this is exactly what's going to happen to you guys, okay? So you take a look at Ethereum over here, huge rejection, right? And now let's look at it on the big picture right here, okay? You guys take a look at it on the big picture right here, and what you're going to see is, let's just say we start from there, right? What you guys see is a rejection right here to the golden ratio range, right? Huge rejection, 107, bam. So now if you compare Bitcoin, that still seems to have a little bit more ways to go down, right? If it's gonna hit the 786 region, which is, let's say that's a little bit more down, that's about 3% more down. And we concluded that it's moving proportionally at a factor of about 2.5. So if it's moving, say another 3% down, we're going to assume that Ethereum could move anywhere about 6 to 7% more, okay? That's a very logical deduction based on what we've calculated, right? So we say 6 to 7% more, well, you know, 6% is roughly around 112, 113. So my ladder range is going to be actually around 112 to 115. Makes sense to me, right? And then I'm obviously going to put some lower as well. I'm going to try to see if we even break down to the $101 range, right? I'll put some big orders over here just in case there's a really long wick down there. So Bitcoin's got 2-3% to go. Ethereum's probably got another 5 to 6% to go as well. It just proportionally makes sense. So other than that, guys, those are my long plans, right? I'm going to be playing very conservatively, okay? I'm going to assume that there's a possible bull scenario where we hit some number before we end up coming to the downside, right? Like, I really believe that. Let's just, I'm not going to assume anything major, but I generally like to have one small bull run because then I can enter a short from a higher price because I'm still generally fairly short biased, right? And then who knows, we can hit even like 40, anywhere between 42 to 4,600 ranges, right? But that's to be deduced later in the future. As a day trader, you don't want to be thinking that far ahead, right? So, but I'm definitely going to be adding quite some size to this position, anywhere between, I'll probably end up entering like a 50K position. I'm starting to get into the swing of playing these big positions again. If you guys remember last year, I was playing like up to $200,000, right, for margin. But now I've been away for 3 months in France, right? So I'm not really too comfortable yet. It all depends on the comfort zone that we get into, right? And as you guys can see right here, like Ethereum has some massive support in this ranges, right? Take a look right here, guys. Take a look right here, right there, right? some support zones, but I think it's going to be broken down. So yeah, those are my ladder ranges. These are my quick thoughts for this January the 20th on a Sunday. I hope you guys are always sticking to your stop losses, and I hope that you guys are seeing some signs as well that I'm seeing to possibly, you know, I'm not giving you guys financial advice. Don't ever take that the wrong way, okay? Never financial advice like that. I'm just giving you guys the perspective of what I'm going to be doing, right, and how I'm going to be trading. And you guys can obviously do as you please, and always remember that just because you follow someone's advice doesn't mean that you guys are going to be profitable as well, right? How I manage my risk during the position, how I'm shedding, how I'm taking care of my exposure, how I'm laddering. It all depends, right? Like you guys don't see behind the scenes of what I do to manage my position. So just because we enter a position at the same price doesn't mean we're both going to come out ahead, because I am always laddering and taking care of my risk, right? So anyways, hope you guys have a great day. And just so you guys know, if you guys are still interested in my course, absolutely sign up for it, guys. It could very well help you a tremendous amount here. I actually met up yesterday with some followers, right, and some friends as well. This is my good friend Tim here. I've known him for about 5 years, and I just met this gentleman named Russ, and we were just having pizza. Just having some food at Boston Pizza and talking about Bitcoin and life. If you guys are in the Winnipeg area, definitely join us next time. It's always a blast to meet new followers. And actually, as I was walking out of the parking lot yesterday, and this gentleman, Cody, he ran up to us and he's like, "Hey, are you Phil?" I'm like, "Yeah, pretty cool." So I just met like a follower as well. That it was kind of like a cool feeling to know that. That some people, I guess, recognize me. But I still see myself as Phil always, right? But anyways, yeah, and for those of you guys wondering how my lady's doing, her and I are doing great, okay? You guys are wondering if she's safe or anything like that, you know, if something happened. But yeah, her and I are doing wonderful together, just so you guys know as well. And other than that, guys, if you're still interested in my course, right, I'll be doing this just for January. That's it, guys. And then after February, I just want to, you know, do something for the holiday to help out a little bit, I guess. I don't want to just, you know, I think it's a pretty good price for my course. So if you guys are still interested, definitely take it, right? Course number 1 and course number 2. I'm wearing actually the exact same sweater I was wearing in France, and haven't worn this in a long time. That's funny. Yeah, it's course 1 and 2. It's going for $300 right now. I think it has the potential to drastically help you guys in the market, because it covers a very wide range of topics that, first of all, introduces technical analysis, and secondly, it's going to teach you guys how I'm reading these specific indicators with live trades, with education as well. So if you guys are interested, definitely send me a DM and we'll chat. Other than that, have yourselves a wonderful Sunday, guys, and take care. Bye now.